Hello, and welcome to the Golden Eagle Martial Arts Virtual Dojo. Today, we are working on Shuto, knife hand, or more famously known as the karate chop. Shuto is used in many katas and self-defenses. The term Shuto is followed by two other terms, uch or uke, strike or block. It is called knife hand due to the shape of the hand, and because we're using the outer ridge of the hand as though it's the cutting edge of a blade. Before we go through the various Shuto uch and Shuto uke, we're going to look at the shape our hand needs to take. As I said, we're going to use the outside ridge of the hand between the wrist and the pinky. We're not going to use the fingers because they will easily break, but their shape is important to prevent injury. First, keep your fingers together. You don't want to spread them apart. Now, looking from the side, our fingers are straight, but we bend the tips inward. This helps to keep the fingers together and protects them from being extended due to contact perpendicular to them. Next, our thumb is tucked into our palm to protect it. You don't want a dangling thumb getting in the way. Finally, we'll turn or cock the wrist toward the thumb. Okay? This projects the ridge of the hand forward as well as getting the fingers out of the way. Shuto can be executed from any stance: forward stance, cat stance, back stance, horse stance. Regardless of the stance, it must be balanced. For the purposes of this tutorial, we'll concentrate on the motion and mechanics of the torso. Inuwashi-do students learn Shuto uke before they learn Heian Shodan kata, which is the first of our katas to incorporate the technique. Although the kata interprets the technique as a block, it can be considered a strike as well. With my right foot forward, I will raise my left arm to the right ear as though it's the upper part of Kihon uke. With both hands in the proper form, my left hand will cover my right ear, palm in, but not making contact. The right hand will cross the body, palm outward, fingers up, under the left elbow. This completes the Kihon uke of the technique. The torso will be slightly twisted to the rear and the muscles should be relaxed so we can impart our speed to the technique. Now we'll begin to untwist the body. The bottom hand, in this case, the right hand, will pull back, but not all the way to the power position. It will stop just below the solar plexus, palm up. The blocking or striking arm will now project forward, starting at the shoulder, then the elbow, and then the wrist. At about half the distance to the target, we'll begin to untwist the wrist and snap the striking edge into the target. Through the movement, our wrist and hand will travel along a straight path from beginning to end. Starting with a twist of the hips and ending with a twist of the wrist, our body remains loose, acting like a whip. It tightens just before impact and through impact before relaxing. We can execute Shuto in many ways. Let's go through them. The first being the blocking form I just showed you. This can be in short form, this can be in long form. Both can be considered strikes, targeting the collarbone, the chest, the face, or the ribs. Another form of Shuto can be used to target the head, the neck, the torso, or the thigh. Bring the striking arm behind the head as though you're preparing to throw a ball. The other hand comes to the shoulder of the striking arm. Step forward and initiate the whipping motion with the hips, turning the hips, the shoulder, the elbow, and finally the hand will travel along an arc to the target and remain flat in that motion. We want to avoid the robot motion, where our arm stays stiff throughout it. This is very weak and can actually damage the shoulder and the elbow. Next is the reverse of that. Like the first, as we move the hand away from the ear, it will drop to shoulder height, the palm will face the ground, and the arm will extend to the target. Lastly for this tutorial is the downward Shuto, targeting the shoulders, the chest, and the head. This one starts behind the head like throwing a ball, with the other hand coming to the shoulder. As we complete our step forward, the striking hand will travel in a circular motion, going above the head, and as it moves forward, the arm will extend forward, allowing the hand to slice downward through the target. Different schools execute Shuto in their own way. Some use a swiping motion. Some use a circular motion. The makiwara is an excellent tool for practicing Shuto. First, you will learn to keep your fingers together and out of the way. Second, it conditions the hands for the strike. Right. That completes our learning and practicing Shuto. Keep training hard and working toward personal excellence. We'll see you next week with another video tutorial. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channels, ring the bell for notifications, like, comment on, and share our videos. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.